Hi everybody, I really hope you're well. Look, I thought I'd send a quick video to stay in touch, and there's been a couple of things in the news over the past week or two that I think make a quick video worthwhile. You'll see from the nature of this conversation about the superannuation things that are happening in the news, these announcements over the past week or two and again today, that the topic of this video is pretty general, quite clearly, but I do need to also make it clear that this is general advice and nothing I say in this is specific to anybody. So as always, it's a good reminder to get in touch if you need to talk about your own circumstances specifically, and we're always here for that, of course. So like I said, I think the main reason I thought it was worthwhile to get in touch was because there's been so much in the news last week and this week, and again particularly today, about some of the announcements and apparent decisions or proposals the government's making with regard to superannuation. And these things tend to have a bit of a life of their own on the news, and they're reported in different ways and people receive the information in different ways, and it sort of can rattle people sometimes. So I just wanted to get in touch, tell you what I thought about it at least, and hopefully it either helps a little or it prompts more questions that you're welcome to call me about. So I think I'll break the superannuation business down into 2 points probably. The first is last week's main topic, which was that report or that review that the federal government did about the purpose of superannuation and redefining or clarifying the purpose of superannuation. I've got to tell you, I don't really know what that was all about. I think anybody who's worked in super and anybody who's had superannuation and delved into any specific transaction types depending on their own circumstances over the years will know that things like getting access to super, which was one of the big flags they raised as being in need of attention, that's a hard thing to do, and I don't think that these changes or that needed to be addressed. There's been a thing since superannuation started in 1992, compulsory superannuation that is, called the sole purpose test, and that made pretty clear what the purpose of superannuation was for. It was to fund retirement, particularly death benefits in the case of people who passed away early. So look, like I said, I think that there's no great change in anything as a result of all of that announcement and all of that energy spent last week on all of that. Look, it may be there's an ideology thing behind it, I don't know, largely irrelevant. I think what's important for our people who come and talk to me and to us about these sorts of things is that there's a lot of noise around it, and nothing that's been said in that regard really changes anything with the way we should approach things. The second part I think that this then led to were the conversations about some of the rule changes, how much should be allowed to be had in superannuation and all the rest of it. Now, all I would say really about that is that there's things proposed. There was more concrete announcements made today that the government will propose or legislate from 2025 that there'd be a maximum held of $3 million in superannuation, but that's a little while away. It's maybe not necessarily an unfair thing either when you think about it. What I would say too is that those changes could have been made under the current understanding of the definition of superannuation. So I think again there's a lot of attention on it, a lot of maybe commentary that's confusing, but I would urge people not to get too wound up by anything, and we will see as things progress and as they are legislated what impact it has. There's an awful lot of detail around making changes like that needs to be fleshed out, procedures and processes and the method by which these things can be put into place. So it's announcements and whatnot at this stage, so please don't get too stressed out over it. Give me a call if you wish to. Look, that were the main things. I think the only other thing I wanted to note was that it may not catch as much headline time in the news, but today there was a vote amongst members of the Financial Planning Association that I'm a member of, and the Association of Financial Advisors, the other sort of competing is the wrong word, but the two professional representative bodies for financial advisors, financial planners, had a vote today that was past 96% to merge the two bodies together into a new single disciplinary or representative body for financial planning and advice business in Australia. So that's a really good thing, and it's a if you hear about it and wondered, then I think it's a great thing, and it's another positive step on our long path, if you like, to being considered a full-on profession. And it's an important thing, and it takes away any conflict or anything else. One body representing all of us, one code of ethics, one code of conduct, disciplinary bodies and all the rest of it. So if you hear about that, it's a good thing, and augurs well for the path we're on. So look, that was it, 6 minutes. Didn't want to have it go that long, but it's good to keep in touch, and please do give me a call anytime you need to, as usual, and let's keep in touch. All the best, stay well, bye-bye.